If you are a Canadian senior and you have $20,000 or anywhere close to that amount sitting in your bank account right now, you need to stop what you are doing and watch this video until the very end. Because in 2026, the Canadian government has put new financial monitoring rules in place that could directly affect your bank account, and most seniors have absolutely no idea this is happening. We are talking about account flags, transaction holds, and in some cases, complete account freezes, and it can happen to people who are simply saving their CPP, OAS, or GIS payments the way they always have. This is not a scare tactic. This is a real banking alert that every Canadian over the age of 60 needs to hear right now. Stay with me, because what I am about to share with you could protect your money, your benefits, and your financial future. Welcome back to MR.JACK, the channel dedicated to keeping Canadian seniors informed, protected, and financially empowered. If you are new here, this channel is your go-to source for the latest updates on CPP, the Canada Pension Plan, as well as old age security, the Guaranteed Income Supplement, and everything related to your financial well-being as a Canadian senior. Today, we are covering something that connects all of those topics in a very important way. We are talking about why having large amounts of cash in your account in 2026, specifically around the $20,000 mark or higher, is triggering automatic bank reviews and, in some cases, account freezes for ordinary Canadians. We will also walk you through all of the major CPP, OAS, and GIS updates for 2026, so you know exactly how much money you are entitled to receive when it is coming and how to make sure your benefits keep flowing without interruption. This is going to be a detailed and very important video, so please do yourself a favor. Sit down, grab a cup of tea, and let us go through this together. Let us start with the most urgent topic, the banking alert, and then we will move into your pension and benefit updates. In recent years, Canada's financial system has been undergoing a significant shift. The federal government, working alongside the Financial Transactions and Reports Analysis Centre of Canada, also known as FinTrack, has expanded its oversight of financial transactions across all Canadian banks and credit unions. What this means in plain language is this: banks are now required by law to monitor, report, and in some cases flag accounts that show certain patterns of cash activity. And one of the most common triggers is holding or moving large amounts of cash, with $20,000 being one of the key thresholds that draws automatic attention. Now, here is where seniors need to pay very close attention. Many Canadians in the 60-plus age group have spent their whole lives being careful with money. They save diligently, they do not spend unnecessarily. And so over time, CPP payments, OAS checks, and GIS deposits accumulate in their accounts, sometimes reaching amounts of $20,000 or more without any intention of doing anything unusual. But to a bank's automated monitoring system, a large cash balance combined with infrequent transaction patterns, which is very common among seniors, can raise what are called suspicious activity flags. These flags do not mean you have done anything wrong, but they can result in your account being reviewed, additional verification requests being sent to you, transactions being temporarily held, or in more serious situations, your account being frozen while the review is completed. This is not something that happens to every senior, but reports from across Canada have shown that it is happening more frequently, and the people most affected are often those who are least prepared for it, older Canadians who simply did not know the rules had changed. So what should you do? We will cover the specific steps in our important alerts section. But first, let us make sure you fully understand what you are entitled to receive in 2026 from your CPP, OAS, and GIS, because knowing your numbers is the first line of defense. The Canada Pension Plan, or CPP, is the cornerstone of retirement income for most working Canadians. It is a monthly payment that you receive based on how much you contributed to the CPP during your working years and for how long you contributed. In 2026, the CPP has continued to grow through its ongoing enhancement program that began in 2019. This enhancement is a gradual, multi-year process that is increasing both the contribution rates and the eventual benefits paid to future and current recipients. For the year 2026, the maximum monthly CPP retirement benefit for a person who starts receiving it at the standard age of 65 has reached a new high. The maximum amount is now approximately $1,364.60 per month, though most Canadians receive an average closer to $800 per month, depending on their contribution history. If you deferred your CPP beyond age 65, your monthly payments are even higher. For every month past 65 that you delayed taking CPP up to age 70, your benefit increases by 0.7% per month. That means if you waited until age 70 to start collecting, your CPP payments could be as much as 42% higher than they would have been at 65. On the other hand, if you started collecting CPP early, at age 60 or 61, your monthly amount is reduced. This is a permanent reduction, so it is important to understand exactly how much you are receiving and why. For 2026, CPP payments are also benefiting from a cost of living adjustment that reflects the Consumer Price Index. The government adjusts CPP annually to help protect your purchasing power against inflation. The adjustment for this year ensures that long-time recipients are not falling behind as the cost of everyday goods and services rises. CPP payments are made on a fixed monthly schedule. In 2026, the payment dates are on the third to last banking day of each month. So for example, January's payment was issued in late January, and the pattern continues throughout the year. If you are not receiving your CPP on schedule, you should contact Service Canada as soon as possible. One more important point about CPP for 2026, the second phase of the CPP enhancement, known as CPP2, has now been in effect for 2 years. This second layer of enhanced contributions applies to higher earners and will eventually provide an additional layer of retirement income on top of the original CPP. If you are still working and contributing in 2026, these enhanced contributions are building a higher benefit for your future. Old Age Security, or OAS, is one of the most important sources of income for Canadian seniors. Unlike CPP, which is based on your work history and contributions, OAS is available to most Canadians simply based on age and residency. You generally need to be 65 years of age or older and have lived in Canada for at least 10 years after the age of 18. In 2026, OAS has seen another meaningful increase. The base monthly OAS benefit for seniors aged 65 to 74 is now approximately $727.67 per month. And here is something many Canadians do not know. If you are 75 or older, you receive a permanently higher rate of OAS, 10% more than the standard amount. That means seniors who are 75 or over are now receiving approximately $800 per month in OAS alone. This 10% increase for seniors 75 and over was introduced in 2022 and remains in effect. If you turned 75 before July 2022, the increase was applied automatically. If you turned 75 after that date, the increase took effect in the month after your birthday. Just like CPP, OAS is also adjusted quarterly based on changes in the Consumer Price Index. These quarterly adjustments happen in January, April, July, and October of each year. So if inflation rises significantly, your OAS payment can increase at those intervals. And if inflation is low or negative, your payment stays the same. OAS payments are never reduced due to deflation. That is a protection built into the system. Now, here is something very important for higher income seniors. OAS has what is called a recovery tax, commonly known as the OAS clawback. If your net income exceeds a certain threshold in a given year, the government requires you to repay a portion of your OAS benefits. For the 2026 tax year, the clawback threshold is approximately $90,000 in net income. If your income is above that level, for every dollar above the threshold, 15 cents is recovered from your OAS. If your income is approaching that level, it is worth speaking to a financial advisor about income splitting strategies or other legal approaches to managing your taxable income so that your OAS is preserved. OAS payments follow the same general schedule as CPP, issued near the end of each month. Direct deposit is strongly recommended to avoid any delays or postal disruptions. Now let us talk about the Guaranteed Income Supplement, GIS, which is one of the most valuable but least understood benefits available to Canadian seniors. GIS is a non-taxable monthly payment added on top of OAS for low-income seniors. If you are 65 or older, already receiving OAS, and your annual income, not counting OAS itself, is below a certain level, you may qualify for GIS, and the amounts can be substantial. For 2026, a single senior who has little or no other income can receive a maximum GIS payment of approximately $1,065 per month on top of their OAS. Combined, that means a low-income single senior in Canada can receive close to $1,800 per month in government benefits from OAS and GIS alone. Add CPP on top of that, and the total monthly income can be significantly higher. For couples, the GIS amounts are different and depend on whether one or both spouses are receiving OAS. If both spouses receive OAS and GIS, the combined household income from these benefits can be considerable. There are also special rates for seniors whose spouse or partner is receiving the allowance, a separate benefit for Canadians aged 60 to 64 whose partner receives GIS. GIS is also adjusted quarterly, just like OAS. So as the cost of living rises, your GIS payments increase along with it to help maintain your purchasing power. Here is one of the most important things to understand about GIS. You must apply for it. It is not automatically added to your OAS payment unless Service Canada already has your income information on file and determines you qualify. Many eligible seniors have missed out on thousands of dollars in GIS payments simply because they did not know to apply. If you are not sure whether you qualify, please contact Service Canada directly or visit the Government of Canada website. You can also look back and apply for retroactive GIS payments for up to 11 months in some situations. So even if you missed out in the past, it may not be too late. Additionally, your GIS entitlement is reassessed every year based on your previous year's income tax return. This is another critical reason why it is absolutely essential that Canadian seniors file their income tax return every year, even if you have no income other than government benefits. Failing to file can result in your GIS being suspended or reduced. Now that you understand your CPP, OAS, and GIS benefits, let us connect this back to the banking alert we started with. Here is the picture that emerges for many Canadian seniors. You receive your CPP, OAS, and GIS every month. You live modestly and you save carefully. Over time, your bank account balance grows. Maybe you are saving for an emergency or for a grandchild's education, or simply because you feel more secure having money set aside. This is responsible, admirable behavior. But when your account balance climbs to around $20,000 or more, and your regular transactions consist primarily of incoming government deposits and modest withdrawals for living expenses, your bank's automated system may flag this pattern. It is not because you are doing anything wrong, it is because the system is designed to identify unusual accumulation of funds, and sadly, the profile of a careful, frugal senior looks similar, on paper, to the profile the system is searching for. The result can be an unexpected letter from your bank, a hold on a transaction, or worse, a temporary freeze while a review is conducted. For seniors on a fixed income, even a short delay in accessing their funds can be deeply stressful and financially disruptive. The good news is that there are straightforward steps you can take to protect yourself, and we will walk through those right now in the important alerts section. The single most effective thing you can do to protect yourself is to maintain clear documentation of where your money comes from. Your bank statements already show these deposits, but it is worth keeping your own organized records as well, especially letters or notices from Service Canada showing your CPP, OAS, and GIS entitlement amounts. If your account is ever reviewed, this documentation proves your funds are legitimate government benefits. If you are still receiving paper checks for your CPP, OAS, or GIS, please make it a priority to switch to direct deposit as soon as possible. Not only does this protect against lost or stolen mail, but it also creates a clear electronic record of your government income flowing directly from the source. This paper trail is your best protection against banking questions. If you regularly accumulate more than $15,000 to $20,000 in a single account, speak with your bank or a financial advisor about options such as GICs, guaranteed investment certificates, tax-free savings accounts, or other savings instruments. These are perfectly legal ways to hold your savings. They often earn better interest than a standard account, and they change the pattern that automated monitoring systems are designed to flag. This is not about hiding money. It is about smart and transparent financial organization. As we mentioned, your GIS is reassessed annually based on your income tax return. If you do not file your taxes, Service Canada may not have the information it needs to calculate your correct GIS entitlement, and your payments could be suspended. The tax filing deadline in Canada is April 30th. Even if you have no income other than government benefits, you must file every year. Many community organizations, libraries, and tax clinics offer free tax filing assistance for seniors. Please take advantage of these services. If you have not yet started receiving OAS and you have other sources of income, you may want to consider deferring your OAS payments beyond age 65. For every month you defer, up to age 70, your OAS payment increases by 0.6% per month, which adds up to a 7.2% increase per year. Deferring for 5 years means a 36% higher OAS payment for the rest of your life. For seniors in good health with other income sources, this can be a very valuable strategy. Service Canada periodically reviews benefit entitlements. If you receive a notice asking you to confirm your current address, marital status, residency status, or other information, respond promptly. Failing to respond can result in your CPP, OAS, or GIS being suspended. Always reply within the stated deadline and keep a copy of your response. If your bank contacts you about unusual activity or places a hold on your account, do not panic. You have rights as a customer. Ask the bank to explain exactly what triggered the review. Provide documentation of your government benefit deposits. If the issue is not resolved promptly and fairly, you can contact the Financial Consumer Agency of Canada, known as FCAC, which oversees consumer rights in the banking sector. You can also escalate to your bank's ombudsman. You should never lose access to your money simply because you saved responsibly. All right, let us bring everything together. Today we covered a great deal of ground and all of it is designed to protect you, inform you, and help you make the best decisions for your financial well-being in 2026. Here is a quick summary of what we discussed. We started with the banking alert, the important news that Canadian seniors with $20,000 or more in their accounts may be subject to automatic bank reviews due to expanded financial monitoring in 2026. We explained what triggers these reviews and how you can protect yourself. We then walked through the CPP updates for 2026, including the continued enhancement of the pension plan, the higher maximum benefit amounts, the quarterly and annual adjustments, and the importance of understanding your own personal benefit amount based on your contribution history. We covered OAS in detail, including the new payment amounts for 2026, the 10% higher rate for seniors age 75 and over, the quarterly inflation adjustments, and the OAS clawback threshold that higher income seniors need to be aware of. And we talked about GIS, the Guaranteed Income Supplement, which remains one of the most valuable and most underutilized benefits available to low-income Canadian seniors. If you or someone you love might be eligible for GIS, please make sure an application is filed. Do not leave thousands of dollars on the table. We also went through 7 important alerts, from keeping documentation of your deposits, to setting up direct deposit, to smart account management, to never missing your tax filing deadline. Each of these steps is simple, but together they form a powerful protective shield around your financial life. The bottom line is this: the rules around banking, benefits, and financial monitoring are changing, but that does not mean you have to be left behind or caught off guard. Knowledge is power, and that is exactly why this channel exists. If you found this video helpful, and I truly hope you did, please take just a moment to hit the like button. It helps this channel reach more Canadian seniors who need to hear this information. And if you are not already subscribed to MR.JACK, please subscribe right now and hit the notification bell. We post regular updates on CPP, OAS, GIS, and all the financial news that matters most to Canadian seniors. You will never miss an important update. Share this video with someone you care about, a parent, a neighbor, a friend. You might be surprised how many people have no idea about the banking alert we discussed today, or how many eligible seniors are missing out on GIS payments simply because nobody told them. Thank you so much for being here today. This is Mr. Jack, and we will see you in the next video.